All right, so the first thing that I wish I knew before I got into fitness and working out and nutrition is there's no such thing as a good or bad food. All right, and I know there are gonna be people in the comment section like, that's ridiculous. Of course there's good and bad foods. Twinkies are bad. Twinkies are fucking always bad. And I know, just deep breath, relax. I want to explain what I mean. When I first got into fitness and everything, I used to believe this. And one of the things that I regret the most, like, my mom is the most amazing mother in the world. She's so loving, she's so caring. Single mom, she worked outrageously hard to support my brother and I. And I remember in high school, when I really got into like health and fitness, I was like, we can only eat organic. We can only eat organic. I will only eat organic foods. I'm thinking like, when I'm a father, if my kid says that to me, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You'll eat what I give you and that'll be good. And she was so nice. She was like, she like did it. She like got organic foods. Like, not because she wanted it, but because I wanted it. And it was just like, just unbelievably kind of her. But I regret it, number one, because it's not accurate. Organic is not inherently better. And if you want to debate the science, I'm more than happy to discuss it with you in the comments section. That's the whole issue around the idea of good and bad, right? And I'm gonna go into a couple different facets here, but number one is what's good for you might not be good for someone else, and what's bad for someone else might be bad for, it's all dependent, right? For example, we're looking at clean versus dirty. What is clean? What is the definition of clean foods? Like, is it organic? Is it paleo? Is it keto? Is it low carb? Is it high carb? Is it fat free? Is it high fat? Is it vegan? Like, what is it? And everybody has a different definition of what healthy or unhealthy, good or bad, clean or unclean is. So to have this idea of there being good or bad foods, it's so dependent on the individual. And that's number one. Number two is, when you say a food is good or bad, you have to think about this from the perspective of your life in general. If you miss the gym for a week, we'll call it, you're not gonna look at yourself and be like, I'm an unhealthy person because you missed the gym for a week. If you ate poorly over vacation, you're not gonna be like, I'm so unhealthy now. You might not have eaten in the way that you would normally do it, but your health status doesn't change over the course of one meal, one day, 1 week. Your health is the sum and substance of what you're doing over a long period of time consistently. That's what determines your health. It's your nutrition over a long period of time. It's your exercise over a long period of time. It's your sleep over a long period of time. Your stress over a long period of time. It's your interpersonal relationships, your intrapersonal relationship. It's everything that we do in life. It's not just one food. And so to imply that one food is healthy or unhealthy, it is a very overly simplistic look at what is really the greater aspect of health as a whole. Really, the point I want to get across here is that when you oversimplify things to be as good or bad, right or wrong, healthy or unhealthy, you massively oversimplify what you're doing, and you make it easier to shame yourself and to say like, oh my God, I had a brownie, I'm so bad. And then you make it more likely for you to quit. When you feel like you're a failure, when you feel like you made a huge mistake, it's much easier to justify stopping. It's much easier to justify quitting. Oh, what's the point? I already screwed up. I might as well screw up the rest of the weekend, then I'll get back on track on Monday, and then you screw up your progress. You set yourself back. If you don't look at food as inherently good, as inherently bad, inherently unhealthy, inherently healthy, then you can enjoy your favorite foods in moderation without any shame or guilt attached. And when you can do that, then you set yourself up for long-term success. Because again, health isn't from every single meal. It's not what you do all the time, it's what you do most of the time. That's how you get healthy. That's how you get your most fit, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. And that starts with understanding there's no such thing as good or bad inherently. It's what you do as a whole.